Brancusi. I just don't want to get involved.
But you're a nurse, aren't you? How can you vote intelligently on the strike if you don't even understand the issues?
Later.
Chateau Cospero 71.
Oh, I wasn't supposed to guzzle it, right?
It's an excellent Bordeaux, especially aged for guzzling.
Well, listen, if this is expensive stuff, I can pass. What I mean is, I know you didn't ask me here on your day off just to ply me with wine.
That's not exactly what I had in mind, no.
Okay, level with me, Gonzo. How long have you had your eye on this body?
Ever since I spied you ministering to Mrs. Plotkin in Traction. I've never seen such compassion and efficiency in one nurse, Denise.
Really?
Mm-hmm. F. Nightingale would have been proud.
I like you too.
What? Come on, you're on.
What's the matter?
The strike. It might happen, you know.
No way. The hospital can't survive without nurses. And neither can I.
I feel guilty. I mean, here we are making love and drinking wine while they're out there passing out leaflets and trying to drum up support for our cause.
Well, what would you like to do? Invite him in for a champagne break?
Gonzo, you're the best.
Well, wait a minute.
Hey, Brancusi! What? Come on in. You're on. Come on, girls. Hi. Terrific. Hi.
Wine is right over here.
For you. Great. Thank you. Girls, wine. Okay, here you go. Here we go. Knock yourself out.
Can I use the bathroom? Yeah, I believe it's right over here.
There you go.
Yeah. What kind is it? What kind is it? It's a friend.
Great. Dr. Donahue, pediatrics. Dr. Donahue, pediatrics, please.
Trap. What are you doing here? I thought you had a heavy date.
I did, with a very hot nurse, except 7 showed up.
You couldn't handle it?
She invited him in to use the bathroom.
And when did this happen?
Between the Burgundy and my closing arguments on the Equal Rights Amendment. These labor problems are destroying me, Trapper. Look at that hand. Is that the hand of a healer? I used to be able to perform surgical miracles, save lives, ease the tensions of many a tense nurse.
And sometimes untense ones.
Well, I did what I could. But look at me, and the strike hasn't even started yet.
Yes, well, I can understand what you're going through, but what do you want me to do about it?
You gotta talk to Slocum. You gotta get him to make sure the nurses don't strike.
You ever think about taking cold showers till this whole thing blows over?
What are you doing here, Trapper?
Horses are delayed in L.A. It's the latest on the strike.
What strike?
Well, you're still optimistic, aren't you?
Oh, come on, Trapper. Our union's got no clout. You know we'll cave in and accept whatever Slocum offers us.
Ben Calvert negotiating? Not a chance.
Ben Calvert? He's supposed to be in St. Louis with another labor hassle.
Well, he flew in here last night. Been assigned to your local.
That's great. Just great.
I thought it was over between you and Ben.
Well, it is. Listen, if a guy can't decide the day he proposes to you whether to go pick up the ring or deliver a rousing speech to the Boilermakers, that's one dude I lose interest in fast.
Yeah, I can see that.
Calvert, Ben Calvert. Can you tell us, have you reached an agreement yet?
Well, gentlemen, Mrs. Slocum here, the hospital administrator, has until 7 o'clock Thursday morning, that's 2 days from now, to sign our new contracts. Otherwise, the nurses at San Francisco Memorial go on strike.
Specifically, which points were you unable to negotiate?
Well, perhaps Mr. Slocum can oblige you. Excuse me.
Hey, Starch! Wait a minute. It's me, Ben. Where are you going, such a rush?
To tune into the 6 o'clock news and find out that you're in town.
You're sore because I didn't call you the minute I hit Frisco. You want to talk about it? Let's talk about it, huh? How about dinner tonight?
I'm not going to be hungry tonight.
Oh, I'm not talking beer and pretzels. I'm talking dinner. Chinese.
Chinese?
Oh. We'll start with 10-ingredient soup and shrimp with lobster sauce.
Boy, you sure know how to sweep a girl off her feet, don't you?
You think I'll try everything possible to avoid a walkout?
I know you will, Ben.
I was hired to negotiate a contract for you. That's what I intend to do. The strike is strictly our last resort.
I know that. But some of the nurses, they look upon a strike as fun, like a high school pep rally. I want them to know the realities. The picketing in the rain, missing a car payment because the paycheck isn't there.
I never said a strike could be fun. I hate them. Except when I met you on one, didn't I?
Mm-hmm. That was a long time ago.
I'll never forget you picketing with that sign you carried. What did it say?
Oh, I don't know. Scabs leave scars. Something wonderful like that.
Well, you were some looker then.
What's the matter with the way I look now?
Now you're even more beautiful.
Boy, you'll say anything, won't you, to get me to go along with this strike?
Is it working?
I don't know. Keep talking.
The trouble is, the nurses think that Arnold Slocum is a pushover.
Pushover? The last statesman-like gesture I heard that you made was to consider installing meters in their parking spaces.
Well, in my opinion, they were overpaid on the last contract. This time, Trapper, no, Mr. Nice Guy. I have no intentions of resuming negotiations.
You're inviting them to strike, Arnold.
Well, let them go. They'll all come back in a week crawling and negotiate on my terms.
And what are we supposed to do with the patients in the meantime? Put them on hold till it blows over?
This is war, Trapper. And to paraphrase Clemenceau, war is too important to be left to generals or surgeons.
Now look, it may take even weeks.
Look, I can't support myself for weeks. I don't mind walking out if it's a matter of a few days, but weeks?
Now, ladies, let's get organized.
How am I supposed to get up at 5:30 in the morning to picket with the kid to get off to school?
That'll be up to the strike committee, you know.
How come we have to picket at night? Who's going to see us?
Shut up! Will everybody please shut up?
I have a question.
Yes?
As long as we're on strike, are we going to be paid by the hour or by the week?
Easy, Ben.
How can I have an easy union to work with, like high-wire contortionists? You see, the answer to that, young lady, is that you're not on salary when you're on strike.
All right, ladies, let's break it up. The party's over. I'm sure I don't have to tell you that hospital rules and regulations prohibit union meetings of any kind on hospital premises.
Stanley, stick a sock in it.
Starch, don't be coy. Come on, girls. Come on. Let's clear out at once. You hear me? Come on. At once. Look, ladies, I am not going to stand here and be a witness to this flagrant abuse of hospital property.
Why don't you leave, Dr. Riverside?
Me? Leave? Well, yeah, well, that's a good idea. Yeah, nurses do have to hold their meetings somewhere.
Ben, are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I have to make a few phone calls, and I'll be right back. Take care of the meeting, eh?
attack? Me? Just a little angina. That's what Trapper said. Hell, I don't get heart attacks. I give them.
Everybody says you'll be out of here in no time.
Yeah, well, I better be. I warned Slocum. Be ready to talk by tomorrow morning.
Wait a minute, Ben. Maybe not that soon. They're gonna do an angiogram pretty soon. And maybe they'll want you to stay around for a few days. Just for observation.
A few days? No way. Look, I got things to do.
And you're talking too much.
What are you doing?
What does it look like I'm doing? I'm a nurse. I get paid to make my patients comfortable.
Underpaid.
All right, underpaid.
Look, I'm comfortable.
Oh, come on now, stop complaining.
Who's complaining? I just don't like to be pampered, that's all.
Well, that's tough. Because when you're my patient, you get pampered. So you damn well better relax and enjoy it.
Come on, start. Be easy with you. I'm just not used to this kind of treatment.
Well, get used to it. What's the matter? You afraid you're going to get to like it? How's it look?
Not too good. Come here, take a look at this. See, there's a high-grade narrowing in these two vessels.
Uh-huh.
And there's a low-grade diffuse disease elsewhere.
Bypass surgery.
Well, the hard way, I mean, besides all this stuff, his blood pressure is elevated. He's mild diabetic.
Oh, no.
I know it's going to be rough, Starch, but the sooner we get the surgery done, the sooner Ben will be on his feet.
You want to put that in writing?
Come on, you know there are always risks involved.
Yes, but with Ben, it's more dangerous. Oh, Trapper, what's to worry, huh? It's Ben Calvert we're talking about, right? He's strong as an ox, never been sick a day in his life. It's just going to be great, isn't it? He's going to be great. It's going to be terrific. Sure, yeah.
You want to do it out there and spoil your image, or...
Oh, Trapper!
Ben Calvert, as sick as he is, we're just going to have to postpone the strike, that's all. Without him, we're like a flock of lost sheep.
What's that, Brancusi?
Gloria's right. We can't strike without Ben.
We'll just keep putting up with all the garbage the administration's throwing at us. Then, when Ben recovers, we can...
We can what? We can tell him that we've thrown away everything he's worked so hard for? Tell him that he has to start all over again?
But Starch, the deadline's 7 a.m. tomorrow. We still need a leader.
If Slocum wants to negotiate, who's going to speak for us?
I will.
Well, what if he doesn't want to negotiate?
We walk.
Just like that?
Just like that. He's had plenty of time to think about it, and so have we.
What about the patients?
We'll put a skeleton staff on duty around the clock.
That won't be enough.
Of course not. That's our strength. That's our strongest weapon.
I suppose you're right.
You bet I'm right. It's the only way we can make them appreciate what we're worth. Do you realize that the street cleaners in San Francisco make more money than the registered nurses?
You're kidding.
No, I'm not kidding. And don't either of you forget it.
Hey, what's happening with the nurses' strike?
I haven't heard.
Not yet. That's after 7.
You and I have more important things to talk about. Has Dr. McIntyre told you about your surgery?
Yeah. Mentioned something about maybe doing a bypass.
Right. definitely indicated, but I think you better know the whole picture.
Oh, I'm not so sure I want to.
You have blood pressure and blood sugar problems that might create some complications.
Oh, boy. What'll they do to the odds? Come on, Doc, level with me.
They won't help them at all. We can't guarantee perfect results, Ben, but the surgery is still your best shot. Without it, you're setting yourself up for a serious heart attack.
Complications. No guarantee. Lousy odds. You call that my best shot, huh? Great. What are the alternatives?
You'd have to change your lifestyle completely. No pressure, no tension. A nice quiet life filled with warm milk, Montavani records, and nitroglycerin pills.
That's better than dying on a table.
Ben, no one said you were going to die on a table.
Oh, come on, Doc. You said the odds were lousy. Could happen, right?
What about the odds against you slowing down, Ben? Do you honestly think that you could handle that?
I don't know. I have to think about that.
Okay. And while you're thinking about it, we're going to move you out of CCU. We've got a nice new roommate for you, too.
Oh, yeah? What's her name?
Weintraub. Harry Weintraub. What's yours?
Ben Calvin.
You one of those talkers?
You asked me my name, didn't you?
I don't like talkers. I have enough troubles without hearing yours. You look familiar. I see on TV? Newspapers, maybe. But what do you do?
Labor negotiator.
Labor? I'll bet you're here for the nurses' strike.
Look, pal, I don't like talkers either.
Sure you are. I saw you on TV. Look, I'm an old union man myself. Line of typers, local 478, Detroit. When do we hit 'em?
Huh?
Strike, what do you call it?
You'll be the first to know.
I'll never forget the walkout in 36. Yes, that was some strike. You know, 6 of us chained ourselves to the presses. Every day there were riots. We had the whole city paralyzed.
Time for Ben to get some rest.
Everything came to a standstill.
Quiet out there.
One of those talkers.
How are you? You okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Any word from Slocum?
Nothing. He refuses to talk to us.
Oh, that does it. I think we better call the strike.
We already have, Ben. They've been picketing for 15 minutes.
Good, that's the way. How's the morale?
Terrific. You'd be proud of them, Ben. The gals are great. You got nothing to worry about.
It's a funny thing. First time in my life I'm not worried about the strike. I'm worried about me.
Oh, Ben, what's to worry about? You got the best of everything. You've got the best doctors in the world.
Did they tell you about my problems?
Sure.
Is that something to be in a stew about?
What do you want me to tell you, Ben?
I want you to tell me what to do.
When have you ever let me tell you what to do?
Damn it, Starch, I want to know. Look, do I let him carve me up? Do I settle for a nice, quiet life, the kind of life we really never had?
The kind of life we never had.
I have to sit and watch the grass grow. I'm not going to do it alone.
Nurse? Nurse? This is an affront to the medical community. I need some help. Where the devil are all the nurses?
They're outside picketing.
I have a patient in here who has had a hypoglycemic attack in a garbage dump. He's a mess.
I know. I'm just coming in to clean him up.
Good.
Oh, but we got a red blanket coming in. Here, Doc, take these. Sorry, first things first.
You know, when we took our first strike vote, he was the guy. Oh, sit down, Doc. You should hear this.
I did, the last time I examined you.
How do you shut him up?
Enjoy it. Since meeting you, he's had a new lease on life.
Boy, I'd like to break that lease. What do you got there?
Your consent forms for the surgery.
Forget him. Like they say in the negotiating business, I'm rejecting your offer.
Ben, this operation can save your life.
It could also end it. I don't like those terms. The fringe benefits are lousy.
Do you realize what you're doing?
Yeah. I'm changing my lifestyle. From now on, I sit back, relax, play checkers, do a crossword puzzle, live a nice, quiet life.
It's not going to work.
I didn't ask you.
I'm telling you anyway, you can't do it. You've got too much energy, you're too dedicated to your work. A few weeks, a few months, you'd be climbing the walls, building up new tensions, new anxieties, doing everything you shouldn't do.
That's my worry.
And mine. You're my patient.
That doesn't give you a right to run my life.
I'm trying to save your life.
You know, it's easy to sell an operation when you're on your end of the knife. When you're on my end, it looks a lot different.
Ben, you are making a big mistake.
Then it's my mistake. Now, don't get aggravated, Doc. It's bad for you. As a heart patient, I should know.
What do you think? Well, it's certainly convenient, but...
But what? Starch, you'll love it. It's perfect.
Yeah, but what about Gonzo? Are you kidding? He's on our side. Want a drink? Sure. Glass? No, I'll just take it like this.
You see, the problem is that this is his home.
Yeah, well, we'll have to just rough it for a couple of weeks.
The strike could last for months.
Brancusi, this is war. And in war, we all have to make sacrifices.
Denise? Do you have any idea where Orcutt and Livingston could be? They're supposed to show up for picket duty.
Beats me. Ask Starch.
Good thinking. Yeah, we also need some more buttons. We're running low on those, too.
Ask Starch.
Do you suppose that all those stories about Dr. Gates, could they be true?
Only the really rotten ones.
What are you two really doing here?
Oh, plotting.
Oh. Plotting what?
The transformation of Gonzo Gates's lifestyle.
Let's see. I know. The mimeograph machine can go right here.
Yeah?
And, painting the leaflets right in here.
Great.
And, ideal for storage.
And they said that a strike would be bitter and no fun at all. Oh, my goodness. I've never been in here before, you know that? He never asked.
Retractor. How many scrub nurses on duty today?
Just Holloway and me.
Is that all?
Well, you're lucky you got us. There's a strike on, remember?
Oh, boy. Suction. Okay, and we freed up the appendix. More suction.
Starch, you busy?
What is she doing here?
What do you want, Dottie?
Hello, Dr. John. Did I catch you at a bad time?
Oh, no, Donnie. We're just doing another appendectomy, that's all.
Oh. Starch, Orcutt and Livingston were supposed to show up for picket duty at 10, and they're not here yet.
Small hemostat.
Orcutt called in sick. Livingston's having trouble with her ex-husband. He let the air out of all her tires.
Get her out of here?
Relax, Trapper. Here's a 2-ochromic.
Well, she never should have married that man in the first place. But we can't cry over spilled milk. I almost forgot. Where are the rest of those buttons?
Buttons?
I don't know. Try the Titanic under Gonzo's chest set.
If it's not asking too much, would you hand me another hemostat? Thank you.
If they're not there, try Trapper's desk. Third right-hand drawer.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Have fun.
Listen, I'll be there as soon as I get through here. Well, you gonna tie off that suture or not? Oh, come on, Trapper. We haven't got all day.
Pharmacist is on call. Please go to CCU stat. Pharmacist is on call to CCU stat.
Starch, listen.
Hi, Gonzo. I gotta run.
What's with her?
Don't ask.
Does she know that Ben Calvert refused to have surgery?
He what?
Decided to take his chances living the quiet life.
The quiet life? Him? That's downright suicide.
He's convinced he can do it.
Wrong.
Right.
Well, it looks like one of us is going to have to do something about Mr. Calvert.
Why does it always have to be you?
We're gonna need that flyer in an hour. How's it coming?
I'm on the last paragraph now.
Great. Denise, you almost through?
Well, I will be if this mimeograph machine doesn't break down again.
Dottie, we're gonna need some more of these buttons on the north gate. Okay?
Yeah.
Looks great. Hi, Gonzo. Excuse me.
Starch, Trapper wants to see you.
Oh, but later.
Your idea?
Well, it was sort of a collective inspiration.
Excuse me.
All right, everybody hold it. Would it be a big inconvenience if I made myself a bologna sandwich?
Why, no, Doctor. We wouldn't mind at all.
Thank you. My food, what happened to my food?
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about that, Dr. Gates. None of it's spoiled. It was delicious. Waste not, want not.
Until now, I have been relatively sympathetic to this cause. I have tried to be supportive in every way that I could. But enough is enough. You have disrupted my home, my career, and my sex life.
Well, we all have our crosses to bear.
Well, since you ladies can't seem to settle this mess, I'll have to do it myself.
All right, ladies, back to work.
Trapper, it's Ben's decision if he doesn't want the surgery.
Yeah, but you can talk him into it.
Why me?
He'll listen to you. I mean, it seems that you're the most important person in his life.
Yeah. How about that, huh?
Well?
Well, what?
The surgery. Starch, he needs the operation.
Can you absolutely guarantee that it'll cure him?
You know better than that.
Look, it's a complicated case,
You
right?
should know that better
A
than
bad
anybody.
risk?
Look, we have had extremely good results on this type of surgery.
And I've been there, right at your elbow, when things didn't go exactly right. I've seen it happen, Trapper. And I don't want to have it happen to Ben.
Well, you want him to be an invalid the rest of his life?
No! I want him alive. If he takes it real easy, and believe me, I'll see that he does, we could have a lot of good years together.
We?
Yes, we. Who else is going to take care of that big slob?
Are you willing to give up your career, all those years, all of this?
What's wrong with that? Ben has worked all his life to help other people. He deserves to be pampered a little. And I'm just the old broad that can give it to him.
Starch, listen to me.
Trapper, don't say it. You know better than anybody how long I've waited for something like this. Don't ask me to give it up now, okay?
I'm very busy, gentlemen. What's on your mind?
A personal matter, Arnold. The strike.
Personal?
Well, for Gonzo, it's very personal. His interest in the patients, I mean.
Arnold, we think we're safe in assuming that your primary concern is the welfare of our patients.
Well, of course I am, but that's more you can say about those nurses out there.
Obviously, a skeleton staff of nurses cannot give our patients the care they deserve.
I've tried to hire scabs, but they're too expensive.
What about using the people who care the most? You, your colleagues, your entire administrative staff.
You mean you expect me, or us, or them to work the ward?
Look, if each of you worked, say, 2 hours a day, you could make those greedy, selfish nurses feel absolutely useless.
Expendable.
They'll come around, pleading to settle the strike.
On your terms. All you and your staff need is a crash course in nursing. Arnold, if we don't take care of our patients, other hospitals will.
You're right. I'll call a meeting of my entire staff first thing tomorrow morning.
You see, Jackpot? That's the humanitarian approach.
I can dig it.
Dr. Taub to CCU. Dr. Taub, please report to CCU.
Hi, Dr. Riverside.
Well, it's nice to see at least some nurses working.
Well, we're all taking turns on the skeleton crew.
I want you to know, Miss Brancusi, that I respect your right to strike. I think everyone, even nurses, have that privilege. However, I do think it's demeaning and degrading for a person of your station to be walking a picket line.
Oh, I've got a surprise for you.
Are you out of your mind pinning a thing like that on me?
Evening, Stanley.
Hello, Arnold.
Something wrong?
No, heartburn.
Oh.
$72.
Don't you ever do that again. Dr. Gates. Dr. Gates, I was hired as a personnel director and not as an angel of mercy.
But you're doing beautifully.
Oh, nonsense. I refuse to continue for one more second as a member of this bedpan brigade.
Miss Langley, according to Mr. Slocum, all administrators have to devote at least 2 hours a day to this until the strike ends.
Oh, yes, well, not me. I just tried to feed that geriatric, and he pinched me twice.
You must be doing wonders for him.
I don't think that's funny.
$10 says this strike is over in 24 hours.
$10, huh? You're on.
Oh, Mr. Hotchkiss, did you get that dressing changed from Mrs. Riley? You were saying?
Maybe I ought to just pay you right now.
If you insist. How's it going, Arnold?
Well, compared to my job, it's a piece of cake.
It is?
Yeah. You know what I've concluded? The nurse's job is a breeze. Instead of giving them some kind of raise, we should roll their salaries back. Oh, by the way, Gates, I want to thank you for providing me with that new insight.
Glad I could help.
About that $10.
Call that a strike? It's a depot. Bunch of frustrated women prancing around. In my day, we had the sit-ins. Those were some strikes. Blood and guts issues. What are they striking about, huh? Coffee breaks, cost of living allowance, pension plans.
What's wrong with pension plans?
They're luxuries, icing on the cake. In my day, the issues were basic, fundamental.
Your day is gone, Harry. You don't understand the labor movement anymore.
Some movement. Look at your movement. Not even one little riot. In my day, if you didn't get hit with a rock, you didn't collect your strike pay.
That's stupid. Nowadays, labor and management have a lot more respect for each other.
Respect? Ha! I say management's job is to mismanage, and labor's job is to complain.
And I say you're full of baloney. You don't know what you're talking about.
Ben, you get back in that bed.
Not until you get this old bag of wind out of here.
I'm only trying to explain to him about the labor movement.
Explain to me? Listen, Pops, I can quote your chapter and verse.
Ben, you have got to calm down.
And he's a negotiator. You can't even have a friendly discussion with him.
I'll kill him. I'll kill him!
You kill yourself, you idiot. Now look at you. Just look at yourself. You're talking about living a quiet life, watching the grass grow. Here you are, your mouth's erupting like a volcano.
Well, don't put me in a room with a madman. What do you expect?
You know what I expect?
What?
I expect you to drop dead. That's what I expect.
That's a terrible thing to say to a man who's sick.
Well, it's true, isn't it? You're afraid if you have the surgery, it'll kill you. And I'm afraid if you don't have it, it'll kill you. Because I don't think you're going to make it past your next temper tantrum. And you're too thick-headed and stubborn to admit it.
Okay. Okay, I'll have that lousy operation.
You mean that, Ben?
Sure, I mean it. On one condition. I'm not entering that operating room with that strike unsettled. I want one more crack at Arnold Slocum.
But he won't talk to any of us.
Well, no Slocum, no surgery. That's my final word.
It's a ploy, that's all it is. A cheap, sentimental ploy. He wants me to feel responsible for his welfare.
Well, as of this minute, Arnie, you are responsible.
I've been in business too long, Trapper, to fall for that sort of thing.
You mean you won't talk to him?
Of course not. Now, if you will excuse me, I have work to do.
Oh, Trapper, what are we going to do? Why, he's as stubborn as Ben.
Gonzo, have all the patients been bathed today?
I don't know. Arnold? Would you have time to give one more sponge bath this morning?
Sure, I do them rather well, you know.
Bed number 2, room 509.
I'm on my way. You!
So you decided to talk after all?
I came here to give you a sponge bath and nothing more. Obviously, this has been set up.
Somebody can't handle a wet sponge? Figures. Like I've been saying all along, you haven't the faintest idea what nurses do to earn their money.
Lie down, Calvert.
What for?
I'm going to give you a bath.
Over my dead body.
Don't give me any ideas.
Now, come on, let go of that blanket. You watch out, otherwise I spray you with knuckles.
Dr. Coates, line 4. Dr. Coates, line 4.
Mr. Calvert asked me to tell you to prep him for surgery. The sooner the better.
Well, the strike is settled?
As soon as the nurses ratify our agreement, and I'm sure they will.
Well, that's terrific, Arnold. How'd you do it?
I made the chump an offer he couldn't refuse. I don't understand how this man's gotten where he is. He's a lousy negotiator.
It's the easiest session I ever had. Hey, Trapper. That Slocum was the worst negotiator I ever dealt with.
He always said very nice things about you.
Doc, how long is this operation going to keep me here?
About 3 weeks, then home. But you're going to have somebody look after you.
Don't look at me. I've got my own work to do.
Who needs an old broad like you? I'll call Arnold Slocum. He gives one hell of a sponge bath.
Get him out of here.
See you later, Doc.
Oh, beautiful. Magnificent bouquet. Gentle, a bit shy, but lightly provocative and full of promise. like the smile of a woman in love.
Excuse me. You know, I will never forget the long hours in this room.
Absolutely unforgettable. To be cherished forever.
Starch barking orders. The mimeograph machine breaking down. Oh. The picketing assignments. Passing out the leaflets. The buttons.
The Bordeaux. The candlelight. The chemistry. Tonight, we will put the strike behind us. Tonight, you and I will forget about the class struggle and concentrate on love. Denise? Denise?